Hi guys, it's Shanice, aka Shay. Welcome or welcome back to my channel. Today I want to talk about being a neurodivergent woman and getting ignored when you're in group conversations. Making and maintaining friendships are hard enough for anyone, but it's especially hard when you are a neurodivergent woman. There seems to be a common theme of neurodivergent women being ignored, being misunderstood, being left out of their friend groups, and that can make it really challenging to connect with people. A good example of my own experience with being ignored in friend groups would be the time when I went to a friend's birthday party. She and I had been friends for quite a long time, and we reconnected, and she invited me to her birthday dinner. So the birthday girl, which is the friend that I'm talking about, invited me. She invited her other friend from school. I guess we can call her high school friend. And then she also invited her neighbor that I don't know very well, but I was familiar with high school friend. Now, COVID and inflation have definitely ruined the experience of going out and enjoying your time with your friends in public, but whatever, that's not the point. The point is, whenever I'm in a group full of people, especially if I don't know them very well or I haven't seen them in a while, things start to get a little awkward and I tend to struggle with keeping up the conversation. And I can feel that the people around me are struggling to include me in the conversation. So while we were there celebrating our friend's birthday, I noticed that they weren't really responding to the things that I had to say. I started off with a basic small talk, trying to blend in with the neurotypicals, you know how it goes. And they just weren't really saying much. The birthday girl didn't have much to say, which was strange. I noticed that she was only communicating with high school friends. And whenever I had something to say, she wasn't really paying much mind. And I noticed the pattern of high school friend responding. And in my mind, I'm thinking, what's the purpose of inviting people to your birthday dinner if you don't want to converse with them, if you don't want to catch up? And especially considering she and I hadn't seen each other in a while, I was confused with that. So, of course, as a neurodivergent woman, I definitely prefer one-on-one interactions. That's where I thrive. That's where I feel like I can express myself and just be myself. It can become quite a challenging experience as a neurodivergent woman trying to keep up with the social cues of the conversation, especially when you're in a large group with 3 or more people or even 4 or more people. It gets tricky. And once I start to see that I'm being ignored or being discluded from the conversation, that's when I start to really go nonverbal. So by the time we were all finished eating our Korean barbecue at the birthday girl's birthday dinner, I was pretty nonverbal. I was not really interested in engaging. I mean, who would be if you're not going to be responded to, you know? Why should I continue to express myself when my expressions and my interest in what is going on in their lives is not being reciprocated for me? So I was pretty nonverbal for the remainder of the birthday dinner. And by the time it was time for us to go, I figured that the 3 of them had already made plans without me because they live closer together and they're probably more in cahoots with each other in terms of conversation anyway. They wanted to continue exploring the city a little bit more. Number one, I wasn't wearing the right shoes for that at all. The shoes that I had on were extremely uncomfortable, so there was no way that I was gonna continue walking around and stuff. Another thing was, of course, like I said, my efforts were not being reciprocated and I was being ignored in the conversation. So I felt like it was best to remove myself. So the 3 of them continued to go and explore, and I went my separate way and I went back home. And that little story time is exactly why I really don't enjoy hanging out in group settings, especially with people that I don't know very well, right? Like I know the birthday girl, she and I had been close, like I said, from since high school, but I didn't know high school friend that well, and I didn't know who her neighbor was. That was my first time meeting her. So I've accepted the fact that I'm probably not going to have this massive group of friends. Not only is it hard to get that, it's hard to maintain those group of friends. And most importantly, one-on-one conversations is where I thrive, you know? We all have our different strengths, and sometimes it's better to stick with your strengths and stick with the things that you know and feel most comfortable doing. And as much as neurotypicals like to pretend that they don't have many social rules, they really do, and they do have these expectations that they expect everyone to abide by. So of course, if you're not doing that very well, you'll get brushed to the side, you'll get ignored. The bottom line is you don't have to put yourself in situations where you know you'll be disappointed or you have a feeling that history will repeat itself and you'll get ignored again. And it's important to remember that there are people out there who genuinely do care about you and care about what you have to offer. And there are people out there who will listen to you and genuinely take an interest in what you have going on. And there are people who will listen to you and will genuinely take an interest in what you have to bring to the table. Surround yourself with people that are willing to reciprocate the energy that you are giving to them. We are not here to be placeholders for anyone. Thanks for watching. Remember to like, share, comment, and subscribe for more, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!